there were some question about his chin against a guy that can punch.
Yeah.
And he ate that fucking shot, my brother. I was surprised. Fuck ESPN, fuck Disney Plus, fuck Hulu. I'm not gonna sign that shit, my brother. Fuck you, Mickey Mouse. McGregor is the cash cow of the UFC.
Yeah.
And not only that, because I think that would be a very strange matchup. You know, you have an Irish motherfucker with an accent that nobody understands, then you have an English motherfucker that is even worse. Imagine that press conference, you know? He's a celebrity in the casino, my brother. He walks in, hey, Matty Bats, they stick up my leg. Let's take a picture. I say, man, how degenerate you have to be to have fans at the casino, bro. Best podcast in the business. The name is Show Me the Money.
Welcome back to the Show Me the Money podcast. This is episode 47. We see all of your comments. We know you guys are mad at us. we haven't done a podcast in over 2 weeks, but we are officially back. I'm here with the money man himself. Dorino is out here training.
No. Old school.
Old school handshake?
Yeah.
I'm good, sir.
Don't come with that bullshit, my brother.
Gilbert is not here today, but he is out there training hard. His fight, if you guys aren't aware, just got moved. It is no longer on the Montreal card. It is now at UFC Vegas 106. Kyle and I will be going May 17th. You coming, bro? No, Moicano's not coming, but
I'm lucky, my brother. I have a fight coming up.
That's fair enough. Gilbert's going to be main event, 5-round main event against Michael Morales. He's going to be a nice little underdog, too. We're going to be putting some coin
Do you know
down
the
on
odds?
it. He's plus 300.
Plus 200? That's a big underdog, right?
1,000 pays 4,000 total.
And if you sprinkle some
Submission
first round?
Those odds won't be
Brother,
up for a while.
he doesn't like the odds. You see?
No, who, Kyle?
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the submission. I think he likes
No?
the odds.
The knockouts? The knockout odds? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But Gilbert's definitely a nice little underdog there. We're going to have to take a look at that closer to the fight. What do you think of the fights this weekend, bro? And
Amazing.
And the casino, dude. Tell us about the casino.
Amazing, my bro. Amazing, my bro.
How much
You
did
see
you win,
this?
bro?
You see this, my brother?
Show the camera.
You see this, my brother? $1 bills, my brother. No, $100, brother. Look at that.
Benjamin
Hey, camera.
Franklin's.
Benjamin Franklin's, my brother. And over here, I have a fucking $1,000.
Oh, let me see that one. Let me see that
Hey,
one.
my brother, don't.
Now let me see it.
No, bro, don't
Is
take
that
my
the money
money.
Moicano bill?
That's the money Moicano bill, my brother. Legend.
Bro,
Do you want for yourself?
his facial expression on that
Do you want
bill
this? Do you want
is
this for you?
hilarious, bro. Bro, tell the people your strategy because we hit big this weekend. When you left, I ended up losing, but I won when I was with you, bro.
Brother, let me tell you something. No, I give it to you.
Oh,
This
thank
is
you,
yours.
bro. Thank you.
Or you can give to Masvidal. Masvidal need money. Hey, I'm telling you, I never see somebody losing money like you. You a champion at losing money, my brother. You fucking degenerate.
I didn't lose in front of you.
Of course you lost, brother, on the blackjack. I have a video of you playing
but I ended up
with $1,000 chips, bro.
Yeah, but I came back, bro.
Like I saw
came back.
he losing 10K like was fucking nothing, my brother.
Bro, I came back in roulette.
Yeah.
Roulette.
Not because of you, my brother. Not because.
Yeah,
No,
you
it
were
was
hitting
fun, bro.
all sorts of numbers, red, black. You were hitting pretty good at roulette, bro.
Brother, let me tell you something. All other games in casino are a scam. The roulette is the only safe one, my brother. It's black or red, brother. 50-50 and let's go.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something.
Until it goes green, then it's no longer 50-50.
But I like to go to the casino with this guy because you want to play blackjack? And he give me $600. And I say, I don't know how to play. Say, okay, just play. And I lose 5 in a row, 6 in a row.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about
You
right.
got to learn blackjack at some point, you know. You learned it now, though, for the most part.
No, I want time. Like he had like 8 and 8, so he could double, right? So there was like 16 on the table, something like that, crazy money. And I said, man, this motherfucker is gambling 16,000 at one
No,
fucking
1,600.
1,600. Yeah.
I've had some $16,000 bets, but you weren't there for that, bro. No, I'll tell you a story. This past weekend, I had a $5,000 bet, and I had the split and then double. So I had 15,000 on the table, and if I would have won, I would have had 30, and I lost the hand. I was so mad, bro.
Man,
I was so
I don't
mad.
know. And then there was a friend of Matty Betts, and out of the blue, Matty Betts was giving money to him. I say, why are you giving money to him? Yeah, because he's asking me for money, so he giving money to every fucking body on the casino.
Just
He's a
alone.
celebrity on the casino, my brother. He walks in, hey, Matty Betts, the single bar leg. Let's take a picture. I say, man, how degenerate you have to be to have fans at the casino, bro.
Bro, that's my natural habitat.
That's your natural habitat. The motherfucker was looking like a lion on the savannah, my brother. Walking, and everybody was talking to him, and he was looking for the next move, the roulette, the craps, the black fucking jack.
Oh, shit.
Man, that was a fun. I like it. Next time you go, call me, brother. I made good money.
I got you, bro.
I made good money.
Let's talk about the fights, though, bro. What'd you make of the entire night? I know you were there. You were with who? You were Pantoja, Gilbert.
Pantoja, Gilbert, Vicente Luque was over there. There was a lot of Brazilian guys over there, and man, that was a really, really cool show to watch.
It was good. Miami cards never disappoint.
Never disappoint, my brother. The Miami crowd always good.
Yeah.
The fans, they love fighting, and I think overall was a huge card. I think the liver, right? The co-main, the main,
Yeah.
the even the prelims,
Yeah.
If you take out Jandiroba out of the equation, was a good card, right? And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but was like a decision, right?
The first fight of the night was the women's MMA fight. That was a good fight. I won by
I did not watch.
I got submission right, bro. It was plus 650.
Yeah. But you
No
up
hardcore.
money?
No, hell no.
No?
No.
No, but let's talk about that later, brother. I want to know your thoughts on the card. Did you like the whole experience of
It was a
losing money
great card
at the arena?
No, I hate losing
How was?
money, but I had all my friends home a fight. Everybody was there. We got a great lounge, the Bacardi Lounge, bro. The Bacardi Lounge so enjoyable. You get
Brother,
you get tabletops,
at
bar
one
seats,
point-
and a couch. You get a waitress, food, drinks. I enjoy the lounge way more than seats down below because it's just not as comfortable. I like to be comfortable.
The guy calling who have the seats peasants, right? But let me ask you something. At one point, you have to realize why they give you so much shit,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you go to the fucking casino and
No,
they give you
don't give me any-
sweets.
Yeah, I know of that. I'm not stupid. But the UFC tickets they didn't give me.
You
Oh,
bought the
for
whole
sure,
thing?
it was a
How
fortune.
much it was?
We $1,700 a ticket. We bought
1,700 the tickets?
We lost 17 tickets.
This
bro.
motherfucker is up something, my brother. This drug deal or something, bro.
That's fucked up, bro. Hey,
Brother,
fucked up,
that's
bro.
some fucking El Chapo level stuff, man. How he has so much money, brother? Be honest. Not with legitimate business.
Bro, most people paid for their tickets. I didn't buy 17 tickets. I did buy like 5 or 6 of them. but most people pay for
Do
tickets.
the math, bro. Do the math. Do the math.
No, that's a lot of coin. but-
With the fucking bets and the casino and
Oh, the
everything.
bets is
That's
bets-
expensive
yeah.
weekend,
Bro,
brother.
you see me hit the 100K bets, bro. You can't win every card.
Yeah, brother.
You know
You
that.
have 100 of these and only two hit it, right?
I've had 300K parlays since December. I've also had 40K, 50Ks. Bro, it's just, even on a bad day of losing, a big day of winning,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So
yes,
it's
I know.
just playing the numbers. But
Let's keep going.
let's
on.
talk about the card. So I want to know your opinion on the main event first.
I want to know your opinion on the main event first.
I'll tell you. I think Volkanovski looked very good, but I also think Diego Lopez, he's only been in UFC for 2 years. I still think he just lacked the experience in a 5-round fight. I'm not ready to say, I want to hear what you think, but I'm not ready to say Volk is like all the way back. Like I think he looked good, but in a 5-round, pretty much stand-up fight, I just think Lopez didn't have the experience. He's a finisher, right? He didn't have the experience past round 2 in most of his fights, in most all of his fights. And I just
That
feel
was
like
his first 5 rounds fight?
that was his first 5-rounder. Yeah. He's had some big fights, but they've always ended early,
Yeah.
like round 1 or 2, But he almost had Volk out of there at the end of
Yeah.
round 2. And then
Yeah,
after he
second
didn't get that finish, we all knew if it went past 2 rounds, it was going to, favor Volk a lot. Do you think Volk is like back to himself, or do you feel like Do you agree with me a little that like Lopez just didn't have the experience to compete in that matchup?
To be honest with you, I like the fight. I think Diego Lopes did what he was supposed to do, right? Go over there and try to brawl, because Volkanovski from a skill standpoint, from a skill, he's one of the best skill-based fighters of the whole roster. We know his chin is not holding up, right? Islam knocking down, Topuria knocking down. But if you talk about MMA, was beautiful the way he handled Diego, right?
Yeah.
First round, like touching jabs, changes stances, kick on the leg, kick on the body, and then jab. And then Diego was being too aggressive, and he's shooting for takedowns. He was clinching. He was everything, like he was doing the playbook of MMA.
Yeah.
He is a true MMA fighter. But like I said before, his chin is not over there. So if he fights a guy like, I know you didn't ask that, but I was watching the fight and I say, okay, people are discrediting Jean Silva because he didn't fight anybody yet. This is the first ranked win. But I think he is ready to fight Volkanovski. I think he would do a better job than Diego because stylistically, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that next. So if you're the UFC matchmakers, who do you match Volk up with? Do you go Yair Rodriguez, Evelev, or do you go John Silva?
Yeah, that's not a popular opinion, but I would put Evelev.
Yeah. Evelev
Because I
deserves
think-
it. He definitely deserves it. I'll tell you right now, I think John Silva knocks out Volkanovski. I really do.
Me too.
I think this guy is just so unreal talented and good everywhere.
Unbelievable, brother.
Takedown defense has gotten better. Now he has submissions in his arsenal that, dude, the one time I bet him by submission was 2 fights ago. He got the knockout. And then this past weekend, I bet the knockout and he fucking
I watched the video of Hey Jive.
Yeah, he subbed Bryce Mitchell. So, but the guy's as good as it gets at featherweight, bro. I think he would beat Volkanovski. I think he's future champ. I think Movsar Evelev, though, is so good. He's just not exciting to a lot of fans.
Yeah, what I think is Evloev would be a good matchup for Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Because I think if UFC wants Volkanovski to have a chance, you know, of defend the belt for the second time that he got, I think Evloev will be good. Not because I think Evloev will be an easier fight, but I think at least he doesn't impose that much danger on the feet.
Right.
You know,
And
so
that's Volk's kryptonite is the finishing upside against him.
Yeah.
You know, like he's strong and stocky. I think he can stuff the takedowns. He's gonna have better boxing. He's gonna have better distance management. I think he wins by decision.
He deserves.
I think he wins that fight by decision. He'd be a small favorite though. He'd be like the odds are like minus 150, plus 130.
As they should be, because Evloev is very good wrestler,
Yeah.
you know. So I think I would make Evloev against Volk, and I will put Gian Silva against Ortega. I don't know. I don't ask me any questions. I just want to see that fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting matchups at featherweight. Let's talk about that co-main event. I know you're ready for talk about that one. Paddy Pimblett.
Paddy
TKOs.
Paddy the Freddy.
Third round TKO over Michael Chandler. Were you surprised with Chandler's performance and Paddy's performance?
I was surprised with Paddy performance, but everybody, I was talking to everybody. Everybody thought that Paddy would win, right?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, he's getting better, brother.
Not everybody though. A lot of people still thought
Man,
Chandler would win.
That
including you,
was
bro.
impossible. No, not me.
You picked Chandler,
No.
bro. Remember, I think Michael Chandler will win
No,
because
yeah,
he fights
yeah.
like this.
But that was
and Paddy
Alan.
goes like this.
That was a long. If you watch my YouTube channel, is what
So
it counts.
You switch your pick.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Not that I
Fair
switched
enough.
my pick. I was trying to be funny, brother. That was a joke. Like one fight like this, the other fight like this.
Yeah.
But if you see, from the UFC perspective, they did that matchup because
they
that
knew
made
what they were
sense.
doing.
They knew. Yeah, they knew.
But did you expect Paddy to look that dominant though?
No.
I thought he was gonna sub him.
Me too.
The elbows and the ground and pound were elite,
That's the
bro.
thing. The ground and pound changes the game, you know?
Yeah.
When you have, like, in the meaning that if you win in a decision or even on a submission, but if you beat somebody up like that,
Yeah.
just makes you look much better.
Right.
You know, like BSD fight. But the problem with Paddy, on the first round, he made a lot of mistakes and people are not talking about that.
Tell us that. Tell us what you mean specifically there.
To be honest, at the same time, it's a mistake and was a check, you know, because Chandler put a punch with full force, and he ate that shit, bro.
He ate the shit out of
He
it,
ate
dude.
that shit, brother. So
Paddy's very durable.
yeah, so he is durable. There were some question about his chin against a guy that can punch.
Yeah.
And he ate that fucking shot, man,
Do you
brother. I
feel-
was surprised.
Do you feel like that, like when Paddy, do you feel like when Paddy was eating these shots that Chandler kind of got defeated mentally?
I think he got fucking tired, my brother. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I think that's why he didn't wrestle much. It's the same thing with Justin Gaethje. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you heard Justin Gaethje talk about wrestling?
Right.
He said, "I don't wrestle because I guess out."
Yeah.
I think Chandler is the same way, but everybody was talking him. Oh, you need to wrestle, Paddy. You need to wrestle, Paddy.
Yeah.
He did and got tired. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
He got tired. So let's talk about that. I know a lot of people gonna trash on me because I'm trashing Michael Chandler, but in reality, McGregor destroyed his career, brother. I think that was fucking McGregor's fault, brother.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years without fighting, waiting, brother.
Plus at his age, you know.
Yeah, I am 35, soon to be 36. I cannot wait 2 years to fight whoever, you know. I have to fight as soon as possible. And I think that was a huge mistake by Michael Chandler, be waiting for McGregor. I know it's the money fight, but you cannot count on McGregor, you know. He's talking about being president. You know, he's talking about the fucking president of Ireland, bro. Imagine that, you know?
Yeah, bro.
It's
I
fucking
still,
unbelievable.
and people are still talking about him fighting. Brendan Schaub just posted that the fight to make is Paddy Pimblett versus Conor McGregor. I'm like,
100%, my brother.
bro, how could you even say that? It's irresponsible at this point to match make Conor with anyone. You're
Yes.
just doing it for views at
Yes.
this point.
No, I'm telling you, it's not gonna fucking happen.
That's my
because,
point. So why
But
are people
imagine if
but why are people continuing to say it when it's
Okay.
never gonna happen, bro?
You know why? Because McGregor is the cash cow of the UFC.
Yeah.
And not only that, because I think that would be a very strange matchup. You know, you have an Irish motherfucker with an accent that nobody understand, and you have an English motherfucker that is even worse. Imagine that press conference, you know?
The press conference would be
The
elite.
press conference would be fucking
Yeah.
crazy. McGregor showing up on the fucking clothes that he is,
Yeah.
fucking out of his fucking mind, and Paddy Pimblett with... I would fucking pay to watch the fight, brother.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's not happening. It's not happening.
All right. I gotta ask you. We're gonna go Paddy or this guy. I want to hear your honest opinion on who Paddy will actually beat. I'm gonna go down the rankings. Okay?
That's good. That's good.
Okay. We're gonna go up first. Paddy Pimblett or Arman Sarukian.
I don't think he beats Sarukian.
Paddy Pimblett or Charles Oliveira.
I don't think he beats Charles Oliveira.
Paddy Pimblett or Justin Gaethje.
I don't think he beats Justin Gaethje.
Paddy Pimblett or Max Holloway.
I don't think he beats Max Holloway.
Paddy Pimblett, Dustin Poirier.
I don't think he beats Dustin Poirier.
Paddy Pimblett, Dan Hooker.
I don't know.
You got to pick.
I don't know. I'll go with Dan Hooker.
Okay. Paddy Pimblett or Gamrot.
Gara.
Paddy Pimblett. Or
Because he's my friend.
Paddy Pimblett or Beneil Dariush.
Paddy Pimblett.
Paddy Pimblett or Benoit Saint Denis.
I think Paddy Pimblett.
Paddy Pimblett or Joe Alvarez.
That's a tough one too. You know, if he cannot wrestle and take that motherfucker down, he's getting beat.
Yeah. Alvarez is legit. I'm really excited to see his fight against Benoit Saint Denis. Is that?
Yeah.
Is Benoit Saint Denis live as an underdog though? In that
I
fight?
think so.
He might
I
come
think
back
so.
looking a little improved.
Yeah, for 1 year on the fucking cave, nobody knows about the man.
Yeah.
He might be doing that Navy SEAL training over there in France, my brother.
I just worry about him at distance in that fight. Like I think Alvarez can snipe him.
Yes, that's
But
not easy.
we'll see. All right, so
That's
the
not easy
rankings.
fight, but that's not
so-
my fucking job.
Yeah. So the rankings now have you at 10. They have Paddy at 8. Gamrot at 7. Hooker's...
I'm surprised that Paddy's not a 5. Huh?
Yeah. No,
All
it's
things
6.
considered,
I
right?
think I thought they would have put him 6 right below Dustin
Me too.
in front of Dan Hooker. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. I want to hear your opinion on Yair Rodriguez versus Pitbull. Yair,
Hey, brother, we cannot have a conversation like that.
What do you mean?
We talk, and then I want to know your opinion. This looks like an interview, my brother.
It is. All right.
No, this is not a fucking interview. It's a podcast.
Pitbull. What do you think of Pitbull?
Motherfucker felt the punch. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Pitbull. I think what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
He got in UFC a little bit late,
Yeah.
and I think UFC knows what they were doing, you know, with Chandler and Pitbull, and now UFC consolidating as the biggest promotion of all times because they bring guys over 37 years old to the UFC, and they didn't look that good, you know. So all things considered, I think it was a good move for the UFC. But to be fair, I think Pitbull fought very well, and Yair Rodriguez show up really good. I think he evolved as a fighter.
Yeah.
I think he was looking sharp. Props to him. It was a fun fight to watch, even though it was a decision. What's your thoughts on the fight?
No, I think Yair was a really bad stylistic matchup for Pitbull. Like Pitbull is low volume striker. He's more of boxing.
Did you watch his fight before on the
He got
Bellator?
knocked out. Yeah. No. I watched him get knocked out at the Risen?
Rising, yeah.
Risen, yeah.
But have you watched Bellator, like a full card?
I've watched back a lot of tape on him because I bet that fight.
I know, but I'm not talking about tape. I'm talking about
I haven't watched
PFL,
that many.
Bellator.
I've watched some PFL and some Bellator, but not a ton. Usually I'm seeing fights of guys in those promotions by going backwards and watching tape, but I don't like watch whole cards.
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch an entire PFL card, but it's very rare. And then when my buddies would fight at Bellator,
Just when it's Dakota, right?
Who?
Dakota.
Oh, Dakota's the best, bro.
Yeah, you just watch the whole show and it's Dakota, right?
Honestly, when Dakota fights, I just watch her fight in the main event. That's it. That's it. And I bet the farm. Whatever the number is, just bet on Dakota. Don't overthink it. Bet the knockout. Bet the money line. Don't overthink it.
What do you think about her in UFC?
She kills everyone.
What's her division? 35? Same as Kayla?
25 or 35? Is it? I think it's... You got me overthinking it now.
25 is the Changlingling. I'm not
Yeah,
even
25.
25, okay.
But she's tall. She can go up to 35.
Yeah, but why fight Kayla?
Yeah. I'm saying if she needed to. But yeah 25.
Nice. So, and do you think it was a smart move from the UFC? Get Pitbull on the card in Miami, the whole thing?
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad move.
Do you think playouts?
It actually, I think, built up Yair a little bit more, you know?
But why? Do you think people like Yair that much?
He's an exciting striker. I mean, he's not like the biggest name in the world, but you know, I think he's a fun fight to watch, you know? And then there was John.
Man, I just hope Diego Lopes had won, right? And they do the belt. Rodriguez versus Diego. Mexico for the belt, but that now is
that's dead.
to see who is the legitimate Speedy Gonzalez of the division.
And what about John Silva's performance over Bryce Mitchell?
Unbelievable, right?
Dude,
I knew that. Man.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of people supporting Bryce Mitchell. You know,
a lot of people.
A lot of people, and I think what changed the odds. But if you look stylistically, that was a very bad matchup for him. But you know what? I know Sean Strickland made some comments about God and all that shit, and I didn't like it, to be honest, because I think it's not fair, right? But I was intrigued to see how Bryce Mitchell will respond to that, because one thing is when you believe in God but then you use that as promotion, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think Bryce Mitchell said, like, God is by my side.
Yeah.
The other guy has a demon and all that stuff.
Right.
So when you lose, that doesn't look very well, you know?
No, that's a good point. You know,
That
it's one
doesn't
thing to
look very
believe it, but it's another thing to leverage it.
To leverage,
use
yes,
it
yes.
you're demonizing your opponent quite literally.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
I think
Silva.
that's the right word.
Yeah,
Demonizing your opponent. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a very good point.
And now that he lost, you know,
yeah, I like both
how
guys.
he gonna
I like John Silva and Bryce Mitchell.
justify that?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think he said it just wasn't meant to be for him. You know, something along those lines.
Yeah.
But I mean, who do you want to see for John Silva next? You know, let's assume it's not a title fight.
Brian Ortega, but Brian Ortega is not gonna take that fight in a million years.
No,
There is no way.
there's some other good matchups ahead of him. There's
Arnold Darling.
There's Aljo. There's Arnold Allen. There's Laura Murphy.
I don't want to see Aljo versus Jean Silva. Aljo is such a cool dude, brother. He's he's very nice and
I like Aljo a lot.
yeah. I don't know why people don't like him. Some people, not everybody.
Some people don't like his fight style.
Yeah, the fight style.
But
yeah.
even his grappling matches are entertaining, bro. It's just the casual MMA fans that don't know what they're watching. That they're like, they just
his fight against Evloev was great.
I thought it was very entertaining.
Very good fight.
He had some huge takedowns and some slams on the feet. I thought it was a very entertaining fight. But people, if you're not boxing someone's face off, some of these casual fans get so upset.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
Yeah.
So it's like, go watch boxing, bro. Go watch bare knuckle.
Exactly.
So it doesn't make any sense.
So I don't want to watch that fight. I think Aljamain Sterling is a former champion.
Yeah.
135er, now 145. I don't... I think sometimes UFC needs to protect some guys, because I think Jean Silva is the real deal.
He's a
I think right now,
man.
with his mentality and a little bit of autism, like he has...
Bro,
I'm not even joking,
this
brother.
dude was a star.
I'm not even joking. I think he has like the same condition of Messi. Do you know Messi, the soccer player?
I know Messi, yeah.
I think he's so good because he can focus on one thing,
Yeah.
Because it's not normal the way Jean Silva was fighting. Did you watch on the fight? He was fighting Bryce Mitchell and pointing out the cage, like not even...
You know who he was pointing
He was
to?
No.
So when he landed that spin kick, he was pointing at Mauricio Rofi. So he was like, watch this shit. And then he did the spin kick that Rofi
Man,
landed on
that's
Bobby Green.
unbelievable.
Bro, if that would have been a knockout,
Yeah.
that would have been electric.
Yeah.
I really wish that would have been the knockout because that would have been the coolest moment ever. The fact that he can literally point at his teammate who just did that, a month ago, and then go do the same thing in the next second, that would have been sick.
It's unbelievable because me as a fighter, brother, and nowadays I can talk, brother. I fought for a belt. I'm joking. But me as a fighter, 10 years in UFC, every time that I'm fighting, I'm fucking nervous, brother, to get him cut. But you see Jean Silva, he knows everything. He knows the space. He controls the distance so well that he can do that shit,
Yeah.
It's another level.
He also didn't really respect Bryce Mitchell on the feet,
Yes.
It was just like stuff the takedowns and you're good.
Yeah.
That's the way he looked at that fight.
Even though, brother, it's a fucking fight and the motherfucker was laughing, talking, pointing to the other people. I think that was very, very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And I think, like I say, I would like to see him and Topuria. To be completely honest with you, I think that would be a fucking fight.
Yeah.
It's
a hard fight for both sides.
Yeah, not easy, but a fun fight to watch. Topuria and Jean Silva. But it's not going to happen, so maybe throw Pitbull
that
to him.
could happen in like 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, Pitbull is not fighting Jean Silva for sure. It's going to be hard to find somebody to fight him on the top 5.
Yeah. I actually want to say this. I want to predict this right now. Moicano just brought up a great point. My prediction in 2 years, John Silva is the champ at 145, and he moves up to 55 to fight Ilia Topuria. Champ versus champ fight. That would be sick. 2027.
We don't even know if you are here, my brother. Don't you see the war that is brewing with China? I'm not joking, bro. I'm joking.
Bro, that fight could happen. What'd you make of Dominick Reyes, bro? He looks like he's back.
Brother, Gilbert Burns is such a motherfucker, brother, because I was the backstage.
Yeah.
And then we see Dominick Reyes.
Yeah.
And the first thing he said, he bet against you. But he was not at the podcast or anything. The motherfucker was still sweat with the gloves on. I said, no, bro, that was just a joke. and Gilbert, the first thing he said,
Dominick Reyes was cracking his left hand back, bro.
Brother, he just said that. Dominick Reyes, how are you, brother? Congratulations to you. Do you know this motherfucker bet against you on the pod? And he say, I saw, brother. I saw why you did that, brother. And I said, bro, I was just trying to oppose Gilbert Burns, my brother. And then...
Who did Gilbert get right and wrong on the card? Hold on, I got to look now.
I think... I don't know.
I want to see it because we beat you guys again, bro. We're up big on you guys.
I give up, brother. With the
Hold on, let me see.
But you know what's funny?
Anthony Smith did pick. He picked
Reyes.
He picked Volk. He was the only one that picked Volk, and no, he didn't pick Reyes. We all had Krylov. Gilbert had Reyes. All 5 of us had Krylov, and Gilbert had Reyes, so he was the only one that had it. And then 5 of us had Lopez, and Smith had Volk. So those were the two biggest swing fights of the night. But we ended up getting 8 fights right, and the fighters got 7. So we're now up
pretty close.
6-2 on them. We're cooking, bro. We're cooking. Dude, the fighting nerds in general, though, let's talk about that. Caio Braulio, 7-0. He's talking about how he wants to fight Imavov, and Imavov turned it down. Then he called out, who else did he call out? He called out like 3 different guys, bro. That guy wants to fight anyone. He don't care.
He's top 5. He needs
he
one
called
more
out
fight.
Brendan Allen. No, not Brendan Allen. Fluffy Hernandez.
Yes.
He called out with Fluffy, Imavov, and who else is at the top of that
Former
division?
champ. No, they lost to Drico Duplessis. Whittaker.
Whittaker, yep. So Whittaker, Imavov, and Fluffy. Those are 3 of the top guys in the division.
So you're talking about fighting ads. How is the record of fighting ads?
19-0 if you don't include Bruno Brazil.
Brother, that's why it's wrong, my brother. You have to include.
Yeah, but I heard that she may or may not be a fighter in there.
Ah,
I don't know. If
this
she
is like the Dagestani, my brother. If you love, this is the same thing with Dagestani. The other guy that lost to the Brazilian, his name was Nurmagomedov, right? Yeah. But once he lost, I said, "Hey, you're not cousin anymore, my brother." You before brother, now just cousin, my brother. Second degree cousin. God. It's the same thing. Don't do that, my brother. Don't do that.
Hey, I'm just saying what I saw or what I heard. I don't know this. I don't know if she is or isn't. But Carlos Prates, 4-0, 4 knockouts on the feet, not ground and pound, walk-off knockouts on the feet. Yeah. He's fighting Ian Garry. What's your early prediction there? That's next week, right? Next week? Yeah. Main event next week.
Carlos Prates by Smokes.
If he starches Ian Garry, how far away is he from a title fight?
I think very, very close.
Yeah, I think he's one more fight. If that, close, bro, they might just say, fuck it. Let's just give it to him.
Brother, Dana White was saying Paddy Pimblett is ready for the title fight now.
Yeah.
So Carlos Prates, if he...
I mean, how is Carlos Prates is ranked 13th, bro. But he has 4 straight walk-off knockouts. Like, I would put him higher. I mean, Wonder Boy's
don't worry about the rankings. Rankings really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fucking tough fight for him.
Yeah. And what do you... I know we talked... I think me, you, and Gilbert are all taking Belal, right? Against Jack Della?
Yeah.
You still feel that way, or are you going to switch your pick?
Yeah, brother. Hey. This motherfucker is disturbing the show, brother. Can you repeat, please?
I'm saying, are you going to switch your pick, or are you still going with Belal over Jack Della?
100% Belal. Our Arabic GSP, my brother.
Yeah. All right, well, let's pull up...
I think he's that good, you know?
I agree, bro. And dude, I've seen some training footage recently. The guy looks like crazy.
He trains too much, my brother.
Crazy condition, bro. He looks
the
shredded.
fucking don't need that much, brother.
Look, unless Jack catches him, I just don't see a world where Jack beats him, bro. I think the odds are generous to Jack right now.
What's the odds?
Like he's like plus 200 or something. Let me look.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a tough fight, in my opinion. Matchup. Stylistically, right?
Yeah. Let's see here. What are the odds? I don't even see them right now. Let me Google it. I think Jack was like plus 220 underdog. The odds right now, yeah, Jack Della Maddalena is a plus 170 underdog. I think that's so light, bro. I think he should be like plus 275.
You're gonna put the house?
I'm betting the house on Belal Muhammad.
How much?
Yeah.
For decision?
Money line.
Money
I think
line.
there's a world where Belal finishes Jack like rounds 3 through 5. I think he
TKO?
might. I think he might drown him. Yeah, on the feet.
Ground
Not
and
on
pound?
the feet. Ground and pound. Yeah. TKO maybe a submission. He hasn't had one in a while. He has had I think 1 or 2 subs. Maybe he gets his back late, like round 4. But I'm going Belal Muhammad, bro.
100%.
I think people are just counting him out.
100%, brother. Belal Muhammad is so good.
There's no fight card this weekend. But let's jump to next weekend. Just talk some of the higher level fights. Let's go. So we already talked Ian Garry, Carlos Prates, Anthony Smith's.
You stopped to talk about the 314? You want to stop to talk? Because I want to talk about something and I want to know your opinion on that.
Go ahead.
Chase Hooper.
Yeah.
Chase Hooper, you know?
Yeah. Did you see my parlay? Chase Hooper was the last leg by knockout. Remember
No.
I texted you?
Tell them. I didn't pay attention, bro.
So here, I had a parlay, 2-leg parlay. The first fight of the night, Nora Cornell
Submission.
by submission, plus 650. This was 2,500 to win 112,000. Nora Cornell by submission. She gets an easy round 2 submission, rear naked choke, right? Then I needed Chase Hooper by knockout over Jim Miller. The reason I took it was because A, the odds were good, but B, if you look in Chase Hooper's last fight, he beat Slavaklaus on the feet. You remember
Do you
that?
remember the fight?
Knocked down on the
But
feet.
he got the knockdown with 30 seconds. He was shooting for takedown and land. That was not
he
clean
got the
strike.
Bro, the first 30 seconds of the fight, he got the knockdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it was not like he didn't plan to strike. He was like feinting for a takedown and then he threw the punch.
All I'm saying is he improved a lot with
He
his
improved
striking over the years.
Yeah, but
and,
over the years,
Jim
yeah.
Miller's 41. I was like, there's a chance that Chase Hooper could head kick him or knock him out, even flatten him out on the ground and ground and pound. So I loved the odds on it, and he won by decision, so I lost the parlay. I was pissed.
Submission,
I knew the submission was a trap.
But what I want to think is, what I want about to talk is, Chase Hooper said that he wants to fight Farisian next. I think that's a terrible matchup for
Very
him.
hard fight for him.
That is not a good
Ziam's
fight at all.
Defense is good,
Yeah.
and the striking's
The
really
jiu-jitsu
good.
defense too, against Mike Davis,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
leg locks.
But
you know?
Mike Davis did have him in trouble at one point. You got to wonder if Hooper can finish those positions.
Brother, he's
Dave-
not gonna be close to get on these positions.
You think Davis? Do you think Davis is better than Hooper?
Better wrestler.
Okay.
I think he's a better wrestler than Hooper.
Yeah,
Not a jiu-jitsu, but at wrestling.
that's fair. Yeah, his
You
wrestling
know?
is good.
Man, that
He's
guy's
very explosive. Very explosive.
that guy's fucking. He's dangerous, with the knees,
Yeah.
with the elbows. I don't think that's a easy fight for him.
No, I
And
agree.
another thing that I want to talk about is the Erosa versus Dari Elkins. When is enough, my brother?
Yeah, that was sad.
was
That was sad.
Terrible to watch.
Bro, the minute Elkins started fighting, he
Yeah.
just looked hurt.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he was hurting
Yeah.
at every second of the
Yeah.
fight. I was,
Yeah.
And then Arosa didn't want the sub, bro. I
Yeah.
had the submission.
Yeah.
Arosa, you could tell.
Yeah.
Arosa could have subbed him twice.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I want the KO.
I want to fucking destroy this man.
Dude, I really hope Elkins hangs it up after that, bro. That was really sad to watch.
Yeah, that's my whole point on talking about that, because that was sad to watch. Because, like you say, even on the takedowns, he was like in slow motion. He was like
Dude, it looked
lagging.
so
He was
bad,
fucking
bro.
lagging.
That was scary.
Yeah.
What about, did you think the Dan Ige stoppage was a good stoppage or a short stoppage? Early
I
stoppage.
think it was an early stoppage.
did too.
He was winning or Danny?
So the all three judges actually had him up 2-0 going into the third.
2-0.
But it looked like a 1-1 fight to everyone that was watching it. And that's why everyone was so upset about it, because it was a very competitive fight. But he just started throwing those hammer fists on Sean Woodson. And then Sean Woodson standing up, and they stop it halfway through him standing up. I was like, come on, bro, let the fighters fight.
Yeah.
I didn't like that stoppage.
Yeah.
That was a tough
No.
one.
I didn't like that.
There was one
that
other
stoppage.
stoppage that was tough too. Which one was it?
Let me see the whole main card.
It wasn't Achuk Cedric and Numas, was it?
Brother, this guy was mad at me, the
Yeah.
Brazilian guy. Not the Brazilian guy, his corner. Because on my YouTube channel, I picked him to lose.
You picked Raposo?
Marco Tulio to lose.
Oh, Marco Tullio.
Yeah,
You picked
Marco
Trayshawn
Tulio.
Gore to beat him?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought he would try to wrestle.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was
Yeah.
fucking
And who
a
was mad
human
at
punch
you?
bag.
Tulio's-
And the first thing that when I was walking to the building, then his corner said, "Hey, Moicano, you lost one more." And then I looked, and the motherfucker was covered in blood. Like I said, no, man, no, it was not me. It was not me. It was not me. It was my editor. It was
Bro,
my editor.
Tullio's pretty good though. He's a prospect at middleweight to watch out for. He's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was a very good performance.
Trayshawn Gore, tough. He put on a very tough performance, bro. He hung in there.
Let me
For
see the main card.
what about Olazechuk, dude? He killed
didn't
Cedric
watch.
and Dumas. Killed
And
him.
now that's why another thing that people were doing like a meme in Brazil.
Yeah.
Now that he won, now he's a fight nerd. If he had lose, they would say no, shoot your box, shoot your box.
Yeah, he looked good though, bro.
Yeah.
I've always liked Mikal. Yeah, that's the
I want to
card,
watch
bro.
him against Marco. Mikal.
That's a great.
Think about that.
That's a great matchup.
Him
Great
against
matchup.
Marco Tulio. One is fighting nerds. The other one is shoot box.
Yeah.
They both come from São Paulo.
That's
the rivalry, you know,
matchmaking Moicano.
I think that's a fucking great,
beautiful matchup, bro.
Yeah, that's a good matchup, brother.
I love that.
To see who's the São Paulo king.
What about Julian Erosa? What do you think's next for him, bro? He's on a tear right now. You don't care?
No.
Bro, he's on a tear. 3 straight finishes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you pay a pay-per-view to watch Julian Erosa?
I mean, if he's on it, yeah, I'd pay for any pay-per-view.
Yeah, but because you have a lot of money, you can lose money.
No, because
You think people gonna pay $90 to watch Erosa? Tell me, Kyle.
Bro, Erosa's exciting, bro.
Yeah.
Erosa's exciting, though.
He's a casual, bro.
You didn't like the Verna Jandiroba fight,
I did
bro?
not watch.
Okay.
That time I was drinking beers, brother, and doing live streams.
You eat any steak?
No steaks, my brother. Hamburgers.
Tell us about your live stream, bro.
Brother, the live stream I was fucking... And you know what's funny? Because people don't know. But now they will know. But I was asking to people do that. Faz o L, make the L, you know? And this is like... That means you support President Lula, my brother. This is like saying you support Biden over here. You know? It's the same thing. If you say in Brazil, I support Biden, hey, take it easy, my bro. Take it easy. We working over here. and then I was just joking, you know? And then I asked Bruce Buffer to do it, and he did not do it, my brother. He said, no, I don't know what it is, so I cannot do it. I said, okay, I respect that you know your shit, Bruce Buffer. But Audio did, and that was fun. That was fun, man. That was fun. Mark Coleman did, and I was fucking laughing my ass off, my brother. Mark Coleman, faz o L. Man, that was so fun, brother. That was so fun. But it's a joke, brother. Don't get too personal, okay?
That's pretty much the card, bro. You want to talk on a few of these fights next week? Oh, yeah. Tell us the live stream,
Brother, the live stream was so fun because we were drinking beers, right? And Pantoja was over there. And I wish Pantoja drink before his interviews, my brother, on UFC. Because he's such a cool dude on the gym, you know?
Yeah.
And most of the fights are like that. Even Mateus Ganrod, some people don't like him because he doesn't talk, right? But at the gym, he's just like us. He talked to everybody.
Yeah.
But when somebody approach with the camera, I think they don't.
Right, it makes sense.
They don't act the same.
They kind of tighten up a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why. You know, maybe
a few beers in there.
Yeah, maybe a few beers. Yeah, it would be good. You know.
Yeah.
They should do that on the press conference, right?
We should make guests that come on the pod have a beer or two first.
100%, and then we talk, and then let flow. You know.
Let it flow.
And yeah, but the problem on the press conference, people will be losing weight, so probably they would not drink, or
That's
they will be
true.
very high very soon.
That's true.
You know. But it was a good live stream. Unfortunately, I'm doing my Portuguese channel, you know, because one day I want to run as a president of Brazil. Yeah, and promote Bitcoin. No, I'm joking. But overall, was a fun card to watch. And what about the next weekend card?
Yeah, so there's none this weekend. There's one the following weekend. So no fights this Saturday. It's PFL. But let's talk about... I don't even know.
Who is the main? Who is the?
I don't know.
Brother, let's talk about PFL for a moment. They still sponsor you?
No, bro.
No?
PFL
sure?
card.
What about Trump and Elon walking
That was crazy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
That was
expect...
fucking
I don't know why I didn't think about it. I was like, UFC Miami, I should have known he was coming. Yeah.
Brother,
Especially because the security was so tight, bro.
that's what I
I
want
should
to
have
ask
known
you.
right when we tried to walk in the building. They were searching everything. They were like,
You know what's
so
funny?
uptight about shit.
You know what's funny? Because when I tried to walk, I didn't know went with the van, with the UFC van. So I went by myself, and then I walked to the main place, like where people were walking, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody want to take pictures and stuff, and then the security, you know, the security from the building say, hey, you cannot go. And the fucking, how they call, the Secret Service was saying, but
Yeah.
this is Moicano, let him pass. I'm telling you, for real.
That's
Let him pass. Let him be, otherwise, people gonna be taking pictures with him because it starts to accumulate people on the line, you know. And I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
waiting for the UFC to come and to let me in.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service guy was saying, "Hey, let him pass. Let him go." And the security is on the yellow T-shirt. No, he cannot go. He cannot go. Yeah, that was funny. And but I want to ask you that because
Yeah.
how much cost to the government for Trump to go to a place like
A
that?
lot, bro.
Because I
don't
never
know.
see so much people,
A
brother.
lot. And
Fucking
think about all
Navy
the stuff
SEALs.
outside of the building, just getting him there too.
How much? Throw a number. I think way
Millions,
more.
bro.
Yeah.
5+
I
million.
saw a video of them outside the stadium. People, you know, like the people how they drive in backstage.
Yeah.
That nobody can see. The Secret Service opening the hoods of every car that was coming in.
Yeah.
Metal detectors. I was like, oh.
Imagine. I don't think that's a good life. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's a lot of people don't do politics because of their family and they don't want to put their family through it.
Imagine. Do you
know?
think there was snipers over there, like looking to the crowd inside the building?
Nah, because I think they check everyone when they're coming in the building.
But you never can trust me, brother. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. By the way, that's the
card?
the PFL card. The main event's a great main event.
Really?
Really good one, right? That's so Fabian Edwards versus Impa.
Yeah. Fabian Edwards was the guy that lost to Johnny Eblen, right?
Yeah.
Man, this guy Shabili,
Yeah.
Shabli.
He's nice.
He's one of the best lightweights that I ever trained with.
24-4 record.
Man, he's very, very good. But he's not fighting. He got hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
And
that's
this
the
guy
co-main, that's the co-main event.
Yeah. And Mark Jaquiez is fighting.
Oh, this dude's nice.
Yeah. He trains at ATT.
This is
guy,
probably one of the best fights
good
of the night,
jiu-jitsu,
right?
Good jiu-jitsu. JJ Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Masvidal?
What about this? Dalton versus Rasta.
I don't know the other guys, you know?
Yeah. Some good, decent PFL fight. I'm going to have to learn this shit this week, bro, because there's no UFC.
You're going to bet?
100%. Do you think Fabian Edwards is a live dog against Impa? Or you think
I never
Impa's...
watched any of these fights.
But you know Impa, right? We had him on the podcast.
I just know the spinning back kick, my brother. To be honest, I don't want to disrespect him. I'm not trying to disrespect him.
Yeah,
I think that was the only fight that I watched. What can I do, bro?
Yeah.
He can say the same. I just know Moicano because of the...
Gilbert talked
The
about how much of a
Katagatami.
monster Impa is, but Impa lost his last fight, bro. I think he got his chin cracked last fight for once because he's always been super durable. Fabian Edwards is a good striker, so that makes this fight very interesting.
Put this fucking thing right here, my bro. Let's guess the money.
I'll give you the odds.
How much money this guy is making to fight in PFL?
I don't know, dude.
You fucking know.
I don't
bro.
have a clue. I'll Google it. I mean, they're probably making good money. You'll probably be surprised.
Yeah? How much
Bro,
this
the
guy is
PFL has
making in UFC? Oh, in the... How much money this guy was making in UFC?
Mark Jacasey,
Yeah.
he was probably making like 50K,
50K?
maybe less.
I don't think so.
Maybe like,
I don't think... He was for a long time in UFC. Do you think he
you think
only...
more? You think more or less?
Think more. On...
I don't think so.
Brother, you spent more than 50K last weekend.
It doesn't matter what I do.
No?
That's irrelevant, bro.
That's irrelevant, brother?
You know what I hate when I win a big bet and people comment on it and they're like, "Bro, just made more than the fighter."
Yeah, this is a socialism.
That's so fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I could have lost the bet. I had to risk money.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to stay all night up to watch that shit, bro. Do you think it's easy?
I'm gonna find out what he made in the UFC.
Conor Silveira.
Oh God, I won't even say it out loud, bro. See?
No, that's fucking bullshit. That's
Okay,
no.
okay.
Put Moicano. Let me see if this is real or not. Let's see this right now. Let's
Yeah.
see this right now, my brother.
Moicano, I'm gonna Google it. Moicano UFC pay. Let's see what comes up.
Hey, and people guess wrong. They
Moicano made over $3,877 per second on Saturday night in his loss in the main event. That's that Forbes article.
yeah. Fuck you, Forbes. You don't know. You don't talk about my financing, my brother.
Reddit says you got paid over $1 million to fight Makhachev.
No, but that's not. I'm asking. I'm asking.
Salaries, it says Moicano set to earn $250K. That was in January.
Let me see. January? January?
January, yeah.
That might be right. I don't fucking know. I don't even remember. But you see, that's the problem with PFL. We don't know the fighters. Tell me a guy that you really know on the card,
Yeah.
and that's not old.
Say it again.
Who do you really know on this
I know
card?
Impa. I know Fabian Edwards. I know Mark.
Primoz?
I know Mark Jacasey. I know these guys kind of. Wait. Yeah, not a lot of guys, bro. You know, not a lot of guys. But I'm gonna be betting PFL.
No
if
matter
you guys
what.
are trying to bet the PFL this week, use code SHOW-ME. Get Hajai's picks, Homa Fight picks. He's won in PFL pretty consistently. Obviously, we know he dominates the UFC with his bets. But if you guys want to go check that out, go use code SHOW-ME on the winnable page. He will have a PFL card out this weekend. I'm going to be tailing it. I'm hoping to win some money because there's no UFC card. Next weekend's a good card, though, in the UFC.
Is going to be Apex? No,
Is next week is...
not this week. The other one, Carlos Prates. Is Apex?
Yeah, I believe it's Apex.
Brother, that level of dispatch
Yeah.
with the fighters.
What else you got, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm
good?
bro. I have been working a lot.
You want to shout out your gym, your YouTube channel, anything?
Yeah, I want to shout out. Thank you, my brother, for the opportunity. Go to Kingdom Martial Arts Instagram, and we soon will have a very good place for training jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and all that shit right here in Coral Springs, my brother. Okay, so
Hey,
let me know if you're
that's what we're gonna bring. You guys gotta like and subscribe right now because we're close to 50K subs. When we hit the 50K, we're going to Moicano's gym. That's where you guys are gonna spar Moicano and Gilbert.
sign the waiver. Exactly.
Let's see how many subs we're at right now, bro. What's your guess?
35,000. More? 40,000. 45.
No.
Brother, we have a lot of subs. Where is the money? Where is the money, Kyle Bats?
Hold on. Let's see how many. Oh no, damn. I thought we had more, bro. We had 34,000.
34. That's good.
It's a good start.
That's a good start for a
Good
year.
start,
I actually
boys.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison.
Oh,
Brother, you fucked me up on this one.
yeah. Oh
Say
no.
the
Let's
question-
ask you.
Say the question though, because
Yeah. Let's ask you a different question. I'm not gonna ask you that question. I'm gonna ask you, Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. Who you got and how?
I think Kayla.
But how? You think
Decision.
Decision?
Yeah.
5-round decision?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think,
Juliana's very tough to get out of there.
yeah, very tough. Do you remember her fight against Amanda Nunes?
course.
Well, 5 rounds
Yeah.
decision. Man, Kayla is strong. Like,
But you don't
a
think
couple days
yeah.
ago, I trained with her.
Yeah.
She's fucking strong.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. She's strong. And I think she's more athletic than Juliana, right? Like
For sure,
physically. I think
yeah.
the physicality will play a huge factor on that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be tough to beat Kayla Harrison on this division.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But I think in a 5-rounder, the only way you can beat her, obviously, if you can catch her, right, which is not easy to do. But do you think if she exerts too much energy in like the first few rounds with her size and strength, that maybe like Pena could
Man,
gas her?
that's the problem. You know, I don't like to watch in fights that I don't watch, and I don't want to disrespect Kayla. But back in the day, for me, it was very hard to watch PFL. So the only fight of Kayla was 300, right?
Right.
Was the same day that I fought, so I didn't watch really.
Yeah.
So I never watched Kayla fight because, like I said, the same thing was Pitbull. It was so complicated to watch Bellator. You know,
Yeah.
back in the day, where they used to run the promotion, Bellator.
Like where?
Where used to broadcast Showtime, right?
I don't even know, bro.
Paramount, all that's the
Yeah.
fucking nobody fucking cares. And PFL was the same, you know, was
Yeah.
not easy to watch.
Yeah.
So that's why UFC takes over, right?
killing,
It's
bro.
just easy to watch. You watch the pay-per-views,
Dude,
watch
do you
on
want to
ESPN.
see UFC sign with Netflix or Amazon? Which one?
Why Amazon? Tell me.
Just because WWE went to Netflix, and my brother, he watches it, he said
Yeah.
I was
okay.
gonna say Netflix originally. I definitely wanted off of ESPN.
You want off ESPN?
Off ESPN
Why?
Plus because I've had so many issues with ESPN Plus. Dude, the way Amazon operates, they're all about the consumer.
Yes.
They care about consumer convenience, and I think it would be a phenomenal partnership. Plus,
And-
Amazon has the biggest pockets out of anyone.
And probably if they have,
They're gonna get rid of pay-per-view. I feel like,
and probably if you have Amazon Prime, you watch that shit for free.
bro, they'll do something.
Like
Honestly,
let's say at least the fight nights.
yeah,
you
they'll
know,
do
like
something like that
ESPN.
for sure. I think Amazon's a no-brainer because they care so much about the consumer and
Brother,
convenience.
if they move out, fuck ESPN, fuck Disney Plus, fuck Hulu. I'm not gonna sign that shit, my brother. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Mickey Mouse. Fuck you, Mickey Mouse. Brother. My son watch Disney, but fuck him, brother. I'm not gonna fucking sign you to watch ESPN Plus. Amazon is the best. I hope they go. That's a very valid point. You know, I don't like
Yeah.
Netflix either because.
Yeah. Amazon's the
Netflix
goat,
too.
bro. They just
Amazon.
are. They just care about the customer. The customer is the most important thing. So
Because they cannot compete with something like Netflix. It's just
no.
unbelievable. That's a media outlet.
All right, we'll wrap up there. Amazon, we want you to purchase the rights from the UFC. That's our preference. Let us know in the comments below, guys, who you want to see the UFC rights go to. Like and subscribe so you can be chosen to come out to Moicano's gym later this year and spar him and Moicano. Thank you guys for watching. We'll try to be more consistent every single week. Gilbert has a fight. Gilbert's probably not gonna be on for a little bit, but you can count on Moicano to be here, right, bro?
Yeah, you have to pay me double. Bro.
All right, peace out.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.